What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, I hate traffic. I hate traffic. Hate this shit. And it's raining, and I got some wood. Pause. I got some wood on the back of the truck here because I got to build a couple of bed frame, platform grids and shit. And my wood's getting wet. Man, there's nothing worse than wet wood. Damn it. So I'm headed back home for the weekend, thank God. Although I'm going to have my friend Allie is coming up. I don't know why I call her a friend. She's an Eagle fan, damn it. Her and her boyfriend are coming through for the weekend. I got some work and stuff to do at the house, and we'll be doing our live stream 9 o'clock tonight. We'll be talking. It'll be a show about nothing because we're in the dreaded time where there's nothing going on but the rent. But anyway, here's what I want to talk about here is the Dak Prescott pack, okay? They ought to change the name to the Dak Prescott six-pack. And I'm not talking about the beer that you put it down. Put down that beer, okay? Because that's when you get the beer belly. No. You got Dak and crew and his leadership and getting our shit together situation with the Cowboys going on. And I got to say, the $1 million a month, or how much is it? Or two, I can't remember how much money CeeDee Lamb said he's spending on his body, eating right and trainers and massages and all that shit. I tell you what, I wish I had that kind of money because he looked like he in shape. I bet you if I had that kind of money to spend on this body here, it might actually look like a regular six-pack of beer. Like I've been drinking lots of six-packs of beer because I don't think money can fix this shit, not old age. But for CeeDee Lamb, it's money definitely well spent. Him, Dak, and crew, they look fantastic, and they look like they're on a mission. Got you there, didn't I? I got you. But they're on a mission, I think, to have a great season. And what a difference a year makes. Because you got to remember, when Dak was doing the leadership thing and all that, CeeDee wasn't there. And in fact, you got, God, you want to know what happened to last year? I'm going to tell you what happened to last year. Why that season was so messed up. I heard Vosh with Brad Sham and Brian Broaddus. And Brad Sham brought up a great point because Mike McCarthy, say what you will about Mike McCarthy, he's one of the few coaches out there that actually has a Super Bowl ring. Okay? You can say, well, he had Aaron Rodgers all those years, and he only won one. Well, Aaron Rodgers ain't winning one without him either. It's hard to win a Super Bowl. So, let's be clear here. And for Mike McCarthy to make him basically, knowing that he's a Super Bowl winning coach, to basically put him on blast and say that you're fighting for your job, you kind of insulted him and probably pissed him off to the point where he basically said in his mind, take this job and shove it. Because, as Brad Sham put it, Mike McCarthy wasn't fired this year. He just decided, I've had enough, take this job and shove it. And so if you have that kind of attitude on your job, let me ask you, you're pissed off at ownership, the company you work for. How hard do you work? You do the bare minimum. Screw this thing, man. They're getting rich off of my back. I don't give a rat's ass. To his credit, they still won 7 games. But you had CeeDee Lamb. Because here's the thing. You are telling me I have to fight for my job, and you ain't fighting to get me players to win. And so CeeDee Lamb is not there. He's not at the six-pack. The Dak pack workouts. That's your number one target last year, okay? And I look and I say, there's nothing like getting in football shape except practicing football with other guys playing football. CeeDee was in Miami working out. Then you got Brandon Cooks, who was there, but Brandon Cooks ends up having an infection in his knee. So he's not there to start the season, right? You got Tyler Guyton, who was completely lost on the offensive line, okay? You got Zach Martin, who was a shell of himself. Let's be clear here. Early in the season, there were a couple of games where you just saw Zach Martin. I don't know what happened to Zach Martin and how he got that way so early on. But Zach Martin was literally just left standing, grabbing for air as the guy blew past him. We had so many things. You know, we had Zeke start the first game of the season and hardly got any carries. And, you know, they couldn't even decide on who was going to be running back. We lost 4 freaking edge rushers in training camp. No wonder the season was a shitbag. It was just bad. But to have Dak right now, who is not walking around in a soft cast like last year. You'll remember that, right? This time last year, panic struck because it was like, what the hell's going on with Dak Prescott? His foot is in a soft cast. That ain't the case this year. He's got his crew, and he's got a new weapon with George Pickens. This is an incredible turnaround. Now the question will be is, what will Shoddy be? There's so many people who have trashed him and then have kind of gotten a little bit on board with them. And then there's ones that just continue to trash him like Colin Cowherd. The thing I'm going to say that will be good about Brian Schottenheimer is the relationship that he has with the players and getting them to buy in. Brad Sham also pointed out something else that was interesting too, as he put it. He said, you know, in the times that he was covering Mike McCarthy, you almost never saw him in the locker room with the guys. But you see Brian Schottenheimer with the whole ping pong table and trying to build this repertoire with the players and really getting to know them and being part of their lives, encourage them to be parts of their other teammates' lives, is definitely creating a close-knit community or society within that locker room, that we are a band of brothers. You see what I did there, right? Band of brothers. Band of brothers, that it's going to be us against the world. That he is the ultimate, at least so far, Brian Schottenheimer seems to be the ultimate players coach. That these are my guys, I love them, and I'm going to protect them. And we'll see how that dynamic changes, because it's easy to like a guy when they're not playing games. You know, when they start getting mollywopped in a game or there's some questionable play calls, then of course you can start scrutinizing them. You know, right now there's nothing that you can really scrutinize them for until you actually have games. And I'm looking forward to seeing how good this situation will be for the Cowboys. Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to actually seeing the season get here. The crazy thing is, it seems like this year seems like it's been going by so fast. Doesn't it seem like, yeah, it just seems like it's going by really fast. I think that was going on 3 months that my father's already passed. It's crazy. And today is Stuart Morrison's birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday, Stuart. Time just keeps on churning no matter what you do. Alrighty, good people. I'll see you guys tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. The Dak Prescott 6-pack. That's what it needs to be. Peace.